Welcome to Hardcore Garage. It's Saturday. I know I missed my Friday video deadline. I've really been struggling this week with what I was going to talk about on Friday. Mainly because, I don't know how to explain it. Today, actually Saturday, is my 3-year anniversary from my accident, which really 3 years would have been like Thursday or Wednesday, I think, but being that it happened on a Saturday, if that makes any kind of sense. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure that I've talked about it, but I'm going to tell the little story again since I'm here. It was a Saturday, 3 years ago today. Beautiful day. Rode my motorcycle to a car show here at a local mall. They shut down the parking lot one day a week, or one day a year for a show. And great show. I won my first trophy with the motorcycle. It was a 99 Fatboy, custom paint, all the chrome lowered, whatever. Was on my way home the way that I would normally go home. As I'm cruising along, I get to one of the busier intersections. And if you ride a bike, you are usually really aware of what's going on. So I'm seeing cars come over the overpass at this intersection of Bridge and Main. And I see a HHR coming over. Kind of seemed erratic. I don't. There was something about them that caught my eye. I don't know if maybe they were switching their turn signals or unsure about what lane they were going into or whatever. But I see them. I see that they finally turned their left turn signal on, which means they're going to be turning in front of me. So I'm aware of that. I'm watching the front end of the car. I see the front end of the car dives as they hit their brake. So I think it's safe. So I continue on through the intersection, and almost immediately I see the front end of that car rise up and the wheels turn, and panic, instant sweaty pits and adrenaline, and you're just like, I don't know if it goes into slow motion when stuff like that happens, but that's when your brain is just like amazing. It made decisions in microseconds that when you think back, it takes you 30 seconds to explain what your brain was even thinking. It was lean to the left and go into oncoming traffic. Not a good idea. Lean to the right, try to avoid it. Without even really thinking, my body reacted. I leaned hard as I could to the right without letting the bike over and gave it all the throttle. And, just for a second, it felt like I was going to make it. I was past the point of impact, at least in my brain. There was no car right there at me anymore. But what had really happened was I had at least got them past me, and they had clipped, almost right dead center with the back wheel. And I don't really remember too much after that. I guess it probably threw the bike this way, and I just flipped over, maybe over the hood, or somehow, I don't remember. I don't know if I, flew through the air or tumbled or whatever, but the next thing I remember is I'm laying face down over by the curb, and it's a pretty good distance. I would say 50 to 60 feet from the intersection where the impact happened. Laying there, and I can just hear this screeching. And as I'm coming to, I realize again, your brain is like in slow motion. All this, I'm sure it happened in like 3 seconds or maybe even less than that. But I hear the screeching of the motorcycle, and I'm thinking, if I don't get up, this thing's gonna hit me. And obviously I'm alive because I'm thinking it really sucked to get killed by a motorcycle after you already survived a wreck. So I jump up like it ain't nothing, adrenaline, shock, whatever it was, and I just kind of start walking around. And I walk over to the corner, and I sat down on these concrete steps. And I kind of really wanted to do this video from those concrete steps. It just didn't work out that way. But anyway, I sat down, and at that time I realized I don't have a shoe on, and look down, and my foot's all bloody, and all of a sudden there's just like kind of people around. There's a lady that's hugging me, and she was obviously the driver, or later I realized she's the driver. She says, she thought she killed me, and she's so sorry, and somebody's bringing me my shoe and my sunglasses. My phone had, fallen out of my pocket and came apart, and it was just a really crazy thing. Later on, of course, this lady would say that it was partially my fault, in the same breath with saying that she never saw me at all that day. before she hit me, so that was kind of strange. Anyway, we finally worked that out. Honestly, it was only about 2 or 3 months ago when we finally settled all that crap, which was a ridiculously long time to wait for a settlement. Try to get your own money back that that you've been paying out for medical bills and all this crap. But anyway, you got to look for the bright side of things. And way back in the day, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I had a motorcycle wreck where I had a 1100 CBR or CB 1100R or whatever the heck they called it back then. It was before they had the big fairings on the motorcycles. It was a sport bike that just had a little windshield. And I was in Dayton, Ohio, acting a fool, and I wrecked it. Didn't get hurt at all, just a fluke thing. I'm not even really going to tell that story, but I never rode again until I got on a Harley and felt that I didn't have to go fast. Well, the week of this show, a buddy of mine had showed me how to do burnouts, and up until that point, I had been really super calm. I liked the bike was loud and stuff like that, but I didn't like highways, and 4-lane. I just avoided that. I was always country road, in town, stuff like that. Doing a burnout was a pretty cool thing, and I had done quite a few burnouts since I'd been taught to do a burnout, and that had made me a little more comfortable on the bike. Again, I never pushed the envelope when I rode. I just did, just cruised around, putted around, maybe a little over the speed limit, here and there, a little excessive acceleration and stuff like that, just to get the mufflers cackling. But after that burnout, it was like I don't know, I had a little more control of the bike. I knew what it felt like for the bike to kind of be almost losing control, and what it took for me to get it back into control. And I think that if I wouldn't have had that wreck that day, that probably in the future, bad things might have happened to me. So that's probably Big Papa's way of showing me, it's time to give it up. That was 2 strikes right there. Do you want to risk it a 3rd time? I don't think so. I'm here, I'm alive, I can still walk. I do have side effects. My foot doesn't look the way it used to. It hurts on days when it's going to rain. And actually, I get feelings in my leg or foot almost every single day. But I'm still blessed to be alive. It is what it is at this point. 50 years old, or I'm about to be 50, if you can read my shirt. The oldometer is about to turn over. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. I'm sorry I didn't get to this yesterday. I think it was more fitting to do it on a Saturday, being that was the day that it all happened. You guys have a great weekend. Hope you're surviving through all this. We're on the downside of it. We gotta be. Everything's gonna be great next year. All the shows, I will be out there. We're gonna be doing our thing. So take it easy. Keep on trucking.